ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Legion by Lenovo, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League North America Matchday number 21. At the moment, halfway between Renegades and Winterfox. And Renegades definitely having the better of it. 16-4 the result on Train, the first map. Moving over to Cobblestone, I definitely think that they're going to have the advantage on this one too.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Winterfox lineup, they haven't played Train apart from today since last year, but we do actually have matchup history for them on Cobble, and it's not great. Yeah, we've got it color-coded with red for a win and green for a loss, and there's
I think that's
one
the
bar
way
of green. That's the other way around.
Green for a win and red
what
for a loss.
did I say?
You said red for a win.
Well, if we did, I mean, it'd look better.
It'd look good, but it's not the case for.
Yeah, so there's a lot of red. There's a lot of losses. Is what I'm trying to say. They're 1-8.
All right.
Wins on Cobble.
Well, having a look over on the schedule, see how things have gone throughout today. Inferno still going on between Immortals and CLG. Looks like Immortals have got the better of it at the moment, but doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the map out. And Renegades, as we said, 16-4 over Winterfox on Train. Now moving on to Cobblestone. Admittedly, Winterfox, they did take Luminosity down on Cobblestone. It was 19-17, which is their only win in recent times on this map. But a decent win. I mean, Luminosity is not a terrible team at all by any stretch. But in saying that, they have lost it to teams like Splice, Selfless, you know, teams which we would expect to... Well, obviously, I don't think we would necessarily expect Winterfox to beat, but you'd be thinking that they would have some decent results against them. Both of those times, they lost 16-2, if I'm reading correctly. So...
And the last time they played Renegades on this map, that was for ECS, it was a 16-8, and that was when both teams were on equal footing in terms of ping. So I can only assume it's going to be a similar result to what we had in the first map.
Yeah, definitely. Things have looked a lot better for Renegades in the past on this map as well. They've taken an RG with a win, Selfless with a win, Liquid and Misfits they've beaten as well, but they did lose to Splice. Still, overall, I think that's a fairly decent sort of resume of wins, I think, for Renegades. Yeah,
I mean, we got the last 9 matchups on both Train and Cobble for both these teams for a bit of context. And, well, on Cobblestone, Winterfox are 1-8 on a combination of Train and Cobble. Renegades 7-2, so it's much better for Renegades.
It kind of speaks for itself, really.
It does.
And I think the first match as well does speak for itself too. I mean, Renegades, they had a much better time there. It looked like everyone was kind of popping off a little bit. JKS got a pretty decent thing going from basically the start. Cassard was looking good early on in the piece when they were on the T side. Didn't do so much on the CT side, but that was kind of where Nifty started to step up as well. So I think really Renegades are going to be pretty happy with how things are trundling along. I mean, maybe Azza and Ustilo here can show up as well. Obviously, they didn't play poorly on Train, but they just weren't hitting the same heights that JKS and Nifty were. But regardless of the case, I do think that Renegades should be having a pretty good time in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, what I think Renegades are going to do here is play it standard, except they're going to keep Cassard and Mac 10 and just pop flash him down, drop every round on the T side. Because why not? He's been so effective with SMGs, they're just going to send him somewhere where he can have great effect with that. And the easiest place to have great impact with an SMG is straight down drop if you're on the T side, which the Renegades are. There is some Julies out for EMAG, though. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
30 bullets in a dream.
More bullets, more chance to hit, I suppose, is the analogy. Who knows?
Yeah, I suppose you might be able to make it work. Going to be a little bit difficult, though, especially with the ping issues. But if he can just find himself in a good spot, spray away, could do okay. There's actually a lot of utility out for the T's. 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes. Raz peeks straight into him at long, does a tiny bit of damage to Nifty, but will have to fall straight back. The T's don't decide to push on that one, though. They're playing this cautiously. They want this first round, but they're going to play the correct way to get it. No ridiculous rushes.
Zuzi spotting the line now, will be forced off by a Molotov. Apok opens up with a kill onto Ustilo over on the B bomb site. So that's a good start for Winterfox, but doesn't necessarily mean that this round is going to be going in their direction. Renegades have come from behind before, and I do believe Winterfox started off with the initial kill in the first pistol round of Train, which they did end up losing as well. So
yeah, it was a 3-on-5 or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
On those lines, but here's the Julies, only finding themselves 1. Hope one of the T's picks those up. Nope. Raz tapping away. Lines up the angle. Nice work. They're taking out Nifty as well. JKS in the 1-on-4. Zuzi closes him out. Good pistol round there for Winterfox.
Yeah, only losing that one player, which was EMAG. He'll be a little disappointed to drop the dualies, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be investing in guns anyway. Renegades investing straight into this one. Of course, did not get the bomb down, so they can't afford to buy next round with AKs. So they go for the Tech 9s, the armor. Nifty saving just with a Glock so that he can get potentially an AWP later on in the piece. And for now, Renegades going to just be going away with the pistols. And JKS gets a nice flash out for him, and he's going to be able to take advantage of that as well. Really nice teamwork from Renegades.
Raz there with the MP9 trying to trade. Getting dinked though by a pre-firing Nifty. Will fall back and pick up the M4. So there was a gun there that Renegades could not retrieve, but Apox found one, off new with another. The UMP kills coming through. Money gained for Winterfox. JKS is in stables. Emag is distracted by the players in mid, and Nifty gets a kill with a Glock on Raz, but Emag moves back in. Now JKS on the A-bomb site. Unfortunately for him, has the site, but not a bomb to put on it. Has to wait for his teammate to join him. It's going to be Kassad coming over with that. A-long should be clear for him. He knows that much. JKS did come that way. Whether or not Kassad can get here without getting shut down is a very different story. Looks like Winterfox not really playing the cross right now, but often should have just spotted the bomb. Now he has.
Yeah, but the bomb should get planted easily now for Kassad that he has crossed JKS. We'll be watching the line. The Molotov comes across. Now he's going to restrict the movement of JKS in the end. Does take him down, and an Emag finds both the kills. One with the Molotov, one with the gun, but not too bad of a round from Winterfox. They lose only a couple of players. Renegades did invest in body armor, head armor, I think, as well as the Tech 9s. So can't really complain about that one for Winterfox. They could be starting off a bit of a roll here. But how long is it going to last? When Renegades get the guns into their hands, I mean, the AKs, is that going to be time then for Renegades just to sweep things aside?
Very possibly, but this round is good for Winterfox. 3 SMGs, 2 M4s against just a pistol buy with no armor from Renegades. 3 Tech 9s, 2 P250s, a single flashbang on Nifty. Looks like it's going to be a pop flash down drop for all of his team to go busting down. There we go, the flash thrown from the back. Goes down drop, and here comes all the Renegades. Emag and off new caught completely off guard. Zusi trading things out from the window though. Gonna need to do more, but Apox here with the other M4. The rifle's cleaning up.
On the reload though, but does back out and he's safe for now. Nifty the only one left alive as Zusi cleans everything else up. 3 kills for Zusi, 2 for Apoc. Good B hold for Winterfox, but now the guns come out for Renegades. And this is the round that Winterfox may be a little bit more of a difficult time ahead for them.
Potentially. They've got to deal with the AWP of Nifty, the 4 AKs for everyone else. They've upgraded a bit. They've got 4 M4s of their own, 4 kits, bunch of utility. Raz on the MP9 might have a bit more of a difficult time, but he can find himself an aggressive position. Looks like he's going to tuck himself in a corner towards A-long and wait for someone to come his way. No one there just yet from Renegades. He still has fast out B-plat though. Should be able to catch out this boost from Apoc, who does try to pull out a grenade but gets shut down.
Still looked like he was going to get a second frag there, and actually in the end does. Offnu going down as well. So nice entries from Ustillo. They do lose Kassad on the entry, and also JKS. So overall, this has actually been fairly decently held by Winterfox. Held by Winterfox. Ustillo will go down as well. He was low HP. Easy kill for Zuzi.
How many times have people had grenades out in this game and been shot at?
Too many, I think, is the answer. Emag doing a good job now for Winterfox. And that looked so good for Renegades, and then all of a sudden things kind of just fell apart.
Yeah, they couldn't get the trades out. They did get Ustillo with the 2 entries and out towards the site, but he was isolated in Chicken Coop, and no one could get out there and help him, which meant that it was just that he's getting picked apart, really. Nifty now in a very difficult clutch. Spots out the first pick, but the information is there. Double pick comes in from Fountain, and Nifty misses the flick. Left alive for an uncomfortable amount of time there. It's a problem with the AWP. He almost had long enough to get the reload, but until that point, he just had to sit there and wait.
Yep.
The spray does come through. Winterfox up 4-0 to start us off on Cbble.
Yeah, doing good. Renegades with just a pistol by once more. Tech 9s coming out. They've been able to do damage while they've been with these pistols, and if they can continue to do that, it is only just a matter of time, I suppose, before they do eventually win a round and then potentially set Winterfox back onto an eco. So, actually, pistol armor really pretty much fully coming out for Renegades. Again, Nifty saving a bit more for the AWP. And he does start off
he's
nicely.
got an AWP now. Removes Raz with the P250. There's the AWP that Nifty wanted. Got it around earlier than expected, though. Still going to have to do a lot of work to be able to utilize that, as his teammates are at a thorough disadvantage against the M4s.
Oh, and Ustillo, he's not in a great position here. He's just going to burn alive, and he will survive the fire, but won't survive the bullets from Apoc. So 4v4. Nifty starting to peek out, though. Plat is the angle of choice, and it will work out nicely for him as he does pick up Ofnu, but overall still the trade's going the way of Winterfox here. Renegades, they need to get 1 or 2 more frags here if they want to feel good about this round, and they do manage to do that. Kassad taking down Ofnu, but the bomb is going to be dropped there by Zuzi, and it's just down to Nifty once more. 1v2 this time, and he does have an AWP, so it's doable. But of course, it's a very difficult situation for him. Hits the first shot, and he knows where the second is. Zuzi now needs to clutch this one out. The pop flash comes out, Nifty avoids it, but not able to land the no-scope, and Zuzi does take the win, but a very expensive round for Winterfox. Renegades, they'll be pretty pleased with how that's turned out. It does force Winterfox to completely reinvest here. Zuzi, have they dropped a gun already for...
Yeah, it's not down.
Yeah, okay, so... I don't think Winterfox gets a bye here next round if they do lose this one. Oh, they can, I suppose, but it's just going to be quite a lot of UMPs coming out, which is obviously something that we do see fairly often these days. But Winterfox off to a 5-0 lead. Definitely not what I would have expected coming into this. No,
not at all, especially given their history on this map. But Winterfox right now is saying, history be damned, ping be damned. We want to take it to the Renegades. They've started off the right way, but we've had 5 rounds done, or potentially 30. Only a 1/6 of the way through the match. A lot more rounds yet to go, and as much as I like Winterfox, I can imagine it's only a matter of time before Renegades get on the winning ways and the double peak into drop is there. Imagine loses his life. It's going to be difficult now with the complete pinch coming in. Azra and Yastillo both finding kills. Ofnu and Raz left alone. And it's really only Ofnu who has any relevance right now. He's the only one on the B side. He gets destroyed by a quick peek from Yastillo. 3K on the entry for him. Raz over at long, saving Nifty's AWP.
Not great there for Winterfox in that round, but still. 5-1. It could definitely be worse than it is. JKS should take down Raz here, especially considering Raz misses that shot. And it means that the AWP will not be saved through from Winterfox. A little unfortunate, but as expected, their money is not going to be looking too great in this round. So Zuzi could afford a rifle or even an AWP if he wants to drop one. Or just use one himself, I suppose, by the looks of things. And there we go. So the force comes out. UMPs across the board. Raz with a M4 and no head armor. Ofnu with a UMP and no armor at all. So it's not a good buy at all for Winterfox. But they've gone for it anyway. Let's see if Renegades can tear this one apart or if maybe they fall apart themselves.
Zuzi with the AWP this time. Looking for Kassad. He's going to peek straight into him, but Zuzi misses the flick. All the guns are down now. Back to the UMPs for Imagine, APOC, and Ofnu. I'm not sure why I decided to say his full name there and not every other time, but Kassad gets out, finds the wallbang through the box, doing well on the entry frag, channeling his best Yastillo with the flick onto Ofnu. Imagine left all alone in a 1-on-5.
Yep, not good for Emag, and Yastillo will take him down. So basically a perfect anti-eco, anti-force buy really from Renegades, and this one is going to be the eco for Winterfox. Renegades should have a pretty easy time here. Of course, they didn't lose any weapons, so don't have to really invest all that much into this round. Filtering out now from T-Spawn.
3 towards B, 2 towards A. Nice wide angle so we can see him do it as well. Potentially something a little bit slower for Renegades. They do have the bomb over to B. No, they're going quick with it. They just wanted to pick mid. Nifty's already wallbanged out. Zuzi, Raz. Looking at his teammate's body, feeling a bit bad. It's Kassad on the entry, fragging again. Only 1 for him this time, though, and Yastillo is also low, but often not able to hit that shot. Azza now coming through drop, able to support. Pistols left by themselves. Azza now going to come out and try and clean up. Takes out Imagine nice and easily. Raz and connector. No gun, no nothing. Just a P250, and Azza's going to be there with the headshot. So another clean round from Renegades, only losing the 1 player. Yep. The money's still not really there for Winterfox.
3 on the trot for Renegades, and the money may not quite be there for Winterfox, but it is enough to afford a buy into this. Raz could go for an M4, but in the end he does decide to go for a Mag 7, still only getting the body armor, no head armor for him, investing in a few more utilities. So the buy overall, it actually doesn't look too bad right now for Winterfox. If Raz is playing close with that Mag 7, he's playing over towards A long, which is fair enough.
Bit every round.
Can make it work. Yeah, it's just that now the Winterfox have used pretty much all of their utilities. I mean, they've got smoke still, but just I don't know if they're going to be able to hold Renegades out here in this round.
Raz has been towards A pretty much every time, and it's been shut down pretty much every time. So Yastillo fires a lot of bullets, still gets the kill though. Ofnu does capitalize back on that. Azza falls as well. Good hold from Ofnu and drop. Lots of damage done. APOC on this pick. Spots out Kassad. That lands a dink with the first bullet. So much damage. His teammates coming in to try and support him, forcing APOC back. A 3-on-3 though HP pretty even between the two sides. Apoc still looking for this one though. Gets molted out by a teammate a little bit. Decides not to spray through the smoke at the right moment. Flashbang from Kassad as a parting gift as they leave the B side.
Was looking a bit better for Renegades, and then Ofnu got that double kill from drop. So now Renegades again just have to be a little bit cautious in this round, rotating back over to the A bomb site. They have been hitting B quite a lot and playing a little bit slower this time than they had been as well. I mean, they've been very, very decisive and quick into the bomb sites in their 3-round wins. But now they're back on kind of the back foot. Good news is, I suppose, that Winterfox obviously quite split across the map. They don't have that many players left alive, and Renegades, when they do enter this A-bomb site, it should technically be a 1v3.
Not an easy spot. But again, this whole thing hasn't been so easy for Winterfox, so despite a good start, Zusi, though, he's going to take down Nifty, finding himself the right angle, jumping up on top, looking for more. 6 seconds left. The bomb needs to go down. JKS needs this kill. Does he even have time to plant the bomb?
I think
it might just get down.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was close. Apoc left in the 1-on-2 with Kassad. A perfectly timed push through the door. Take out Ofnu. Apoc does have a bit of an unexpected position through stables. JKS will check it, but finds a headshot. Kassad, 9 HP, 1-on-1. No idea where he's playing from, but Apoc is taking this defuse. Kassad has to move. He's coming through from behind, then he will come through with the spray. Has an AK, which he will keep. Apoc there. He had a kit and he had time. I feel like he could have spent a few seconds actually looking for that player, but given where the bomb was planted for, he knew there was no easy sightline on it that he hadn't already cleared. So, I mean, Kassad did have to jump up there.
It's going to result in another round here for Winterfox that should be an eco. Renegades investing in, I believe, just the single Mac 10 year on Azza. Nifty as well has got a UMP. But Winterfox don't have that much to write home about. A few smokes, a couple of HE nades, some deagles. Renegade's going to be quick down drop here, though. And Azza gets an easy entry onto Emag, finds another one to Zusi. But Ofnu at least able to trade one back here with the deagle. Nice shot from him. Still, is it going to be enough, really, for Winterfox? Ofnu able to retrieve that AK, but not making too much use of it, as he does get taken down by Azza.
Now Apoc looking for a 1D, gets pre-fired in the head by the Glock of Azza. Fair enough, you know they don't have head armor and you can't run with it. You can't run and shoot accurately with an AK. Might as well pull out your dinky little pistol. And it works out for him. The double AWP now out for Winterfox as Renegades equalize the scoreline 5-5. They've done well. They did well to get themselves the first 5 rounds, but Renegades are on a bit of a roll at the moment.
Yeah. It's not been as one-sided, though, as Train. Like, even the rounds here that Winterfox are losing, they've been, generally speaking, make it fairly close. Nifty opens up onto Raz. One of the AWPs down already here for Winterfox. They have decided to go for the double AWP and change things up a little bit. Hasn't necessarily worked out so well for them just yet, but Zusi has taken JKS off the map, and so it brings it back to a 4 versus 4. Apoc as well, picking up Kassad over on the B side. All the kills going the way of Winterfox this time.
Nifty left in a 1-on-4. He got an all-pace last map. He's going to need to find another one here. Not spotted out the movement. I believe that's Zusi in there, so Nifty has an idea that players could be pretty much everywhere, but he's still got to check all these angles. The only thing on his side really is time. Did he spot the foot there? Zusi definitely spotted him, but not going to find the shot. Nifty with a quick headshot with the P250. There is no head armor on these CTs, so that can work pretty much every engagement for him, but still needs to go retrieve the bomb. There's players waiting just about everywhere for him. Emag the only one actually directly on this. The smoke is good, but we'll imagine push through it. Nifty doing well to clear himself out, make sure he's safe to actually get that bomb, but still needs to go through this smoke. Tries to flash through it. Imagine long spray, finds him with the first or second bullet in the head. There was an attempt there from Nifty, and it was a good one, but he can't get the bomb.
Hello. That's new.
That's smooth.
It is smooth.
Also
that chicken's
smooth.
still running into the wall.
Yeah, it's Michael Jackson. It's all good. Just moonwalking. Except, not really. It's just running into a wall, isn't it? Oh, well. Either way. Whew.
Look at that timing.
That's nice.
All right, so Renegades with the bye once more. They've won a lot of rounds in a row. They've had fairly decent rounds too. So they should have a decent amount of money here in the bank. And, of course, they use that to invest in some weaponry.
That sort of angle is not one you'd see Winterfox using today, as they can't hit it on that ping. But instead, they're using utility well, and that's I like their setup here. What they can't really make up for in aim when they are lagging, they're using really good utility.
So close.
That was very, very close. But Nifty tagged down to just 12 HP from the Molotovs. I like this from Winterfox. What damage they can't do with guns, even though they've been very, very effective this map, they're doing it with utility.
Yeah. Need to continue that throughout the rest of this map here. Renegades still, I suppose, struggling a little bit right now. 5 on the T side. It's not like it's a terrible T side for them, but they would have wanted more given the circumstances that Winterfox is playing under. Emag just lurking outside drop, making sure no one can come out of there, but the flashes are going to come from Renegades, and Emag, well, that's going to allow APOC to go down. Still though, Zusi gets the trades, and Offnu with a chance here to get 2, but it won't get 1. Kassad takes him down.
Emag get a very nice spot, does not take down Yastillo. Yastillo hits the 180 shot. Kassad falls to Zusi though. Zusi looking to do more with this one. He's already got himself 3 kills in the round. The bomb is down. Raz headshot onto Yastillo. JKS in the 1-on-2. Peek straight out of drop into Zusi. 4 kills for Zusi in that round. Winterfox looking really good.
Yeah, JKS did have to move quite quickly there because he only had 20 seconds to retrieve the bomb and get the plant. So he went for something quick and clearly did not work out for him. Raz was watching the angle. Results in a round again for Winterfox here, but still their money is not great. And Renegades, you feel as though if they win this round, they can get another one off the back of that as well. But it's still not been a bad first half, that's for sure, from Winterfox right now. We'll see whether they're going to be able to close it out with a pretty decent scoreline or if Renegades are going to come charging back into it at the late stages. Kassad looks like he wants to go quick out onto the B-bomb side and does indeed just that. But still not working out so far. Renegades only getting that first pick. He's still getting Offnu. As I boosted up on the tree, this is such a good position, dancing above the smokes. Will be taken down as he drops off, and APOC, Emag, and Raz finding a kill apiece. Brings it back to player advantage now for Winterfox.
Yeah, Renegades are really not looking so good at this one. I don't know what's really going on for them, but they just can't manage to find these kills. Nifty again in a clutch situation. Spots out Raz, finds the headshot, knows where APOC was playing from. This one very, very doable. APOC trucks the smoke to give himself a chance to move, but Nifty's read this well. Should be coming into the side of APOC here. There we go. Gets the headshot. 1-on-3 for Nifty.
Yep.
Finally another round for Renegades and a clutch that they're going to win, but still massive damage being done by Winterfox. This is a polar contrast to the last map.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's Renegades on the T side. They already have a massive amount of cash stacked up, and so the damage that is being done by Winterfox is almost obsolete at this point because Renegades are just going to continue to buy and buy and buy and buy. And Winterfox, they're the ones themselves that are kind of struggling for cash. And back on the eco here, or not really the eco, I suppose. It's the sort of the force buy, really, from Winterfox, and hasn't worked out. JKS opens up onto Raz. Here's another round that Renegades can have a good chance in. APOC goes down as well after only hitting a single shot with that Deagle, and Renegades making that B-bomb site look like their own.
Nice flick there from Raz, though, to bring one back at least. So, AK and Law Polite, and alright, Emag finds the headshot onto Yastillo. That was nice. Brings it back into a 2-on-2. Zusi, though, is so far away from being able to help Imagine right now. He has to do this himself, and he's going to spot out Kassad. Renegades, they're being shut down by one player on the bomb site. It's now JKS in a clutch situation. Zusi will be coming over to join his teammate as well. Minute left to play with, and JKS has the bomb, so he can rotate freely as he likes. He can fake, he can do whatever. The entire playbook is open to him right now, but he still has to try and find a 1-on-2. He's going to recommit to B as well.
Oh, not quite landing the shots there on Zusi. He can put the bomb down.
Oh, JKS!
What is that? That spray down. I think that might have been just Winterfox. Like, you know, like if they had have had decent ping, right, they probably would have been able to snap across and get that shot.
He was on 2 HP. He needed 1 bullet, but that is the JKS of old. It's one we used to see back in the Renegades heyday when they first moved to America and were doing really well. Good to see he's getting back into that form, of course. Actually, no, that's the JKS from before they moved. That's the JKS that we saw on Vox Eminor at Katowice in 2015, I think.
Yeah.
That was the first big event. That was the breakout event, really, for, at the time, the Vox Eminor lineup. But the double entry from JKS, he's warmed up now. He's hit the clutch. Now he's going to eat Winterfox for breakfast.
Yeah, apparently.
Or, what time is it in America? Dinner.
It's dinner, yeah. A bit of lunch for us now, anyway.
Yeah,
it's kind of like lunchtime.
It's getting to lunchtime.
Yeah, close to it. Renegades, though, not going to be thinking about lunch right now. They're going to be thinking about number 8, which is something that they could get. Nifty JKS and Yastillo, 3 of them, up against 2 of Winterfox. But Winterfox have still been doing a pretty decent job on this CT side, making life quite difficult for Renegades. Now, admittedly, this round is an incredibly difficult one. The bomb going down early for Renegades. They've got good post plans. Emag does get spotted out by Nifty, and Yastillo goes down to APOC, but that gives away APOC's position, and Renegades know exactly where he's coming from. He has to work fast.
He has no idea of where Nifty is. I'll be able to find him out on this flank, but Nifty's fallen back and chosen the correct angle on the far side of the balcony so he can drop down. That's going to be the half, 8-7. Renegades do come away with the lead, but it was close.
Yeah, good first half, I think, from Winterfox, really, in the grand scheme of things. Now, are they going to be able to follow it up in the second half? It does remain to be seen. Pistol round maybe not so important in this one as it was in Train. But last time was it when Winterfox and Renegades played each other 16-8 in the favour of Renegades. So we're kind of sitting around that kind of a scoreline. Maybe Renegades just feeling maybe not quite there on the T side, CT side. Who knows what's going to come out?
Yeah, CT side, they could just run away with it. I mean, I'd personally like to see the double AWP out again. And interestingly enough, the last time we saw it, it was on Nifty and JKS.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, Nifty, sure, fair enough. JKS, I guess he's such a versatile player who can do whatever because they've had a couple of dedicated AWPers, Renegades. They had Ricky for a while. They had Yam for a while before that. They've lost both of the players who could AWP.
Yeah.
They've now brought in Nifty. So I don't mind the second AWP on JKS. If he's hitting his shots, then why not?
Yeah, I mean, he to me has never felt like a player where you'd really want to put an AWP on. Like, not that he's a bad AWPer, but more so the fact that, like, his playstyle is not really, like, great for an AWP, right? You know, he plays those late round situations with the rifle so well. He opens up bomb sites with the rifle so well. I just think, you know, it would feel to me like almost a bit of a waste putting him on the AWP when you can have him on a rifle, you know? And there's certain players like that, and I think JKS is one of them. So, of this roster, I mean, I really don't feel like any of those players are necessarily like the ideal secondary AWP player, unless Nexa coming in is going to be an AWP player as well, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I suppose if it works for JKS, like, it doesn't really matter. And maybe on the CT side with the double AWP, it's kind of a different thing, obviously, speaking about his playstyle. But even like clutches in retakes and that sort of thing is another thing for JKS in CT side. So, I don't know. It's a discussion to be had, but maybe it is something, the direction that Renegades want to go in. And fair enough, if it works, it works. We shall see throughout the coming weeks. Azza takes APOC down. Nice shot from Drop Room. Does give the player advantage over to Renegades, but Emag starting to clear out Drop, and Kassad under pressure will find one. And the trade's working nicely there for Renegades. Now 3v1 players out the wazoo for Renegades, and not quite for Winterfox at this point.
Azza missing the one-tap headshot. He's hit a few of them, though, this round. Only needs one more. There we go. He will find it as well. Azza, historically on Cbble, from what I remember watching of Renegades, he loves playing drop. He's so good in that position, either there, outside the window, you know, wherever he chooses to play it. He's a player that likes drop, and when he's on form, he can definitely make it work because drop on this map, it's one of those positions where it's a headshot angle. The first peak is a headshot angle for both Ts and CTs. So if you're playing drop, you want to have your sharpest player in there, especially if they've got an M4 and not been able to find an AK. You want to have your sharpest player in there so they can hit 2 headshots before Ts have time to hit 1. This Molotov is good, but Nifty has a lot of players facing him, finds 2, looking for more, finds himself the 3rd very calmly. No immediate aces, the rest of the players aren't there. Off new on the flank, but a 3K already. JKS probably will spoil the party here as, there we go, takes down off new. So no ace from Nifty this time, and especially not after APOC takes him down. Can grab the bomb, but a very quick flank for Renegades. Secure themselves around.
Yep, pretty straightforward anti-eco for Renegades, upgrading a couple of the pistols. No, just one. JKS got a Tech 9 out of that, but it will be just the UMPs coming through again here for Renegades. Nifty going for P250 and armor by the looks of things. So he's going for an AWP ASAP in the next round, should Winterfox lose this one, which is probably what will happen. Winterfox not investing too much here, just a couple of P250s. So mostly Glocks for Winterfox, and you can't expect too much out of that for them. Renegades should make this one 11-7.
They should do. If they don't, it's going to be a bit of a problem for them. The grenade in the drop is good, but too early. Nifty takes a lot of damage there. But you're still playing close to this smoke. Is he going to go through it? No, it looks like he's just going to wait for now. Really, there's not a lot that Winterfox can do. If they can get the bomb down and maybe get 1 kill, that's pretty much best case scenario. Maybe 2 if the P250s can do work, but somehow I doubt it. I think once Winterfox decide to push, it should just be a bit of a blender for Renegades.
Perhaps, but who knows? APOC, he's spotted out Kassad. He'll know that he's there and tries to go for a quick peek with the P250, see if he can maybe get a headshot. Won't be the case though, and Winterfox filing their way, filtering over to the A-bomb site, which a couple of the Renegades players are currently defending, so it's not going to be really much of a better situation for Winterfox over on the A side as opposed to the B-bomb site, but they're going to try and give it a crack anyway. Of course they have to. We've got 40 seconds left to work with here, but still walking, so time is ticking down a little bit And they're going to need to be relatively quick actually getting into that A site.
Very stealthy Winterfox side right now, though. Moving into A long, completely unheard, but look at that grenade. My goodness, so much damage done. JKS now starting to mop him up. Does get traded out, so there's the one kill I spoke of, but you think there's not going to be any more. Long battle, but Imagine does go down to the USP of Azza. So there it is, no bomb plant, one kill. JKS, though, found 2 before dying, so even though he loses the $1,200 UMP, he makes that money back in kills alone, let alone round win bonus. So 11-7. 4 UMPs for Renegades, and AWP out on Nifty. That's what he was saving for. Just had a P250 armor in that last round. Goes straight to the AWP in this one. Renegades going to have to be careful with all those UMPs, though. There's 5 AKs against them.
There is, but it's sort of the bonus round of sorts.
There you go.
In a sense, for Renegades.
I'll
get both of the phrases out just to make amends.
Just to make sure it's covered. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Winterfox with the AKs, it's a favourable buy, I think, really. But we'll see what Nifty can do here with the AWP. He's holding over the A-bomb site, so at the moment not being pressured too much. That's a good molly, though. Will push APOC back out of drop. Renegades using the utilities well so far on the CT side.
Doing a good job to stall this Winterfox push. They do have a lot of AKs and a fair bit of utility of their own to work with. New tapping away. It's spot out the shoulder of Kassad there. Would love to find him again on the peak with the pre-fire, but Kassad not going to re-peek it. Instead, re-peeking platform wide, actually. Didn't think he was going to re-peek it, but now he has the information. Shouldn't go here again. And yeah, he's just going to throw a smoke, back off, play close with the UMP. That smoke isn't great, though. There's a massive hole in that. Allows him to clear that close corner. They know Kassad is not there. Going to be close here for Winterfox. Looks like they are about to go B, though. The flashes are out. Zuzi wants to entry.
Hasn't spotted anyone out just yet. Still O. It's going to be the first option of choice, and he will take that kill. Looks like Kassad, though, trades one back. Will go down himself. Now player advantage here for Winterfox. Zuzi hoping to make that even more of an advantage. It's actually Emag and APOC to find the kills there for Winterfox. Nice entry onto the B-bomb side here, though. Renegades not getting too much done with those UMPs. Nifty watching the angle, won't get the shot. He gets another chance onto Zuzi, and Zuzi re-peeking will allow the shot to come across from Nifty. He maybe suspects that APOC is holding close, and he's going to peek that corner as well. Now 1v1, he misses the no-scope, and yeah, that was close.
I was ready for Nifty to have that. Very well played from Winterfox, though. Credit where it's due. They get onto the bomb side, only losing 2 players in a 3-on-1. It goes to a 1-on-1, but very well played from Nifty there. No clutch, though. Means that the buy will be here again for Winterfox. Unfortunately for them, even though they get onto the bomb site with 2 players dead, 3 alive, they've got to rebuy a lot, and it's a problem. Leaves off new on just a Galil. AWP out on Raz, though.
Double AWP for Renegades
Ustillo
as well.
this time.
It's Ustillo, exactly. So that's different, again, from Renegades. So just shifting it around, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know, maybe JKS wants to play over the A-bomb site, of course, and Nifty's the A-bomb site player as well, so they put the AWP on Ustillo since he's a B-site player, something like that. But regardless of the fact, Ustillo does take down Raz, also hits Zuzi, and misses the shot onto Offnu. It was going to look pretty good for him there if he had gotten 3, but does get traded out. Still not too bad of a performance from him. Can't complain about 2 kills. Would
have been a pretty sick frag, really, if he found that 3rd one, though, and Offnu with such a delayed timing shot through the smoke onto Kassad. Man, he waited a long time for that. That was perfectly read. Back into a 3-on-3 now. JKS has moved over to the B bomb site. Boosted his teammate up as well. Azza on top of the tree planter. The T's are still all over here, though. Looking to move into this B bomb site eventually. They're worried about a drop boost at the moment. Worried about flanks, too. Emag just trying to check out everything. Keep his teammates alive as they slowly move up B long. APOC about to peek at the broken wall. We'll have to deal with Azza. He's going to have to check up high after checking Coop and everything else. Azza in a pretty good spot here, especially with that smoke helping him out a little bit.
Yeah, he can definitely do work from up on that tree. APOC not checking that angle just yet. Azza remains unseen for Winterfox.
He's waiting.
And he could drop this bomb plan. Emag goes down, exactly what Azza needed to do. He also finds the second onto APOC before being traded out. And Offnu, 3 kills in this round already. Needs to try and ace it out, but 15 seconds to work with. He needs to be very quick here to get the bomb down. Needs to probably find a kill beforehand as well. Otherwise, Renegades are just going to push him as he's planting that bomb. And it is indeed the case. He knows they're coming around from behind. And he'll actually catch Nifty off. But JKS comes around from the side. That's an easy kill for him. And so Renegades will secure another round through. reset the losers round bonus for Winterfox. They've taken AWP through here as well. Admittedly, a very expensive round for Renegades, but they should be okay in terms of the money here to have a buy through. And
it was the same for Winterfox last round. It's interesting how close these rounds are, though, and a lot of it's just coming out of one player for either team getting a multi-kill to, you know, in a clutch to bring it back to a one-on-one before it's eventually closed out. We saw it with Nifty in a 3-on-1. We just saw it with Offnu in also a 3-on-1. Like, well, it was a 2-on-1. He already had 3 kills, but it's been a lot more even this game. Even as Renegades are 4 rounds ahead and they start to move a bit further, this is a pistol round for them. Even though the scoreline doesn't really tell the story, this one's been very, very close.
Yeah, 12-8, Renegades.
Oh, you're burning Offnu.
Ooh, that's not great for Offnu, and he just narrowly avoids some bullets there as well. Yustillo holding the cutout. Susie's watching that angle, so he still needs to be careful if he does decide to peek. JKS just not quite landing that spray down, and the Tech-9 working out quite nicely at that close range for APOC. Still, though, across the board, it is looking like this is going to be Renegades round once again. Raz pulls one back, but is it going to be really enough here? The bomb dropped for Winterfox up on the platform. Renegades have complete control of platform, apart from anything else. They quite happy where they are at the moment.
They have the info as well. They've spotted out both players. They're going to be boosting Raz up. Does have himself an M4, but he still is ready for it. Unfortunately, that one a little bit too predictable for Renegades to miss it. Now it's just Imagine. An M4 already being wrapped on. He's still going to close out the kill and save the M4 for himself. 4K in the round for him. 2 4Ks in a row. 1 for Offnu, now 1 for Yustillo. Great individual performances keeping them in this game. Yustillo 23 kills, Nifty 22. JKS falling a little bit behind in this one.
Yeah, but Nifty being quite consistent throughout both maps today. Now 13 rounds on the board here for Renegades. Winterfox will be on pretty much a full eco, just pistols invested in for Winterfox. And so should be 14 here for Renegades, starting to get to the pointy end of things. Now's kind of where Winterfox needs to step up, or not maybe this round, but next round definitely. Though Yustillo gets dropped very low, and Kassad does get taken down actually by APOC. So APOC's pistols have actually been pretty decent so far today. Aside from that though, Winterfox not having too much luck in this round. Offnu got 1, but in reality that was always going to be Renegades round. 14 now for them, and Winterfox, this may be their last buy.
This is looking like it could be curtains for Winterfox here. They got themselves just 1 round so far in the half. And it came on the back of a 3-on-1 into a 1-on-1 on the B side, and Nifty almost won it. Not quite, but that 1-on-1 is the only round they've won now on their T side. That was in post-plant, so arguably still showing that their CT side is better than their T, as they're winning it defensively, but a bit of a stretch, I admit. Either way, full AKs, bit of utility. Grenades pretty limited, though. JKS playing very close to this smoke. Throws a Molotov, hiding inside it. Will stay alive for long enough to find himself 2. Lining him up, and the 3rd there with the Molotov. Tries to pull out an AK, though. Swaps a little bit too early, but Raz is going to get the only kill of the round for his team so far. JKS finding 3. And Raz not able to capitalize on Azza. Renegades take 15. What a round out of JKS again. I mentioned that he wasn't really in this one, and he's immediately stepped up and proved me wrong.
Awesome round from JKS, dancing around that smoke. The Molotov completely catching Winterfox off guard as well, and he just made it work so nicely. And basically shut the round down in favor of Renegades. Now 15 for them, and Winterfox can't really afford a proper buy through here. It is just a scout, double Khalil, 2 Tech-9s. Not what you'd want to be coming into a match point round for Renegades with, and we'll see if Winterfox can make it work, but I suppose at this point it does feel like probably delaying the inevitable. Kassad will win the duel against Zeus. He gets dropped very low though. And Yustillo himself is dropped relatively low, but he wins the duel too. As takes down Kassad. But no, Nifty gets a knife kill onto
Please no scope him. Oh, what a play out of Nifty coming through from behind, finds 2. APOC does trade it back, has the AWP, but not going to be enough. JKS closes it out. 16-8 will be the score for Renegades over Winterfox. They managed to make it work.
Yep.
Man, what a game, though. What a play out of Nifty. I wish he got that last kill. That would have been pure highlight reel.
Would have been great. But it was really great for Renegades tonight. Getting the 2-0, 16-4 on the first map, 16-8 on the second. I think those are fairly expected results.
Yeah. I mean, the second one was, despite a 16-8 scoreline, it was a lot closer, at least, than that shows. I mean, the first half was back and forth everywhere. We did have an 8-7 in favor of Renegades there, but the second half, despite lots of damage being done really consistently by Winterfox and a lot of big highlight frags going both ways. I mean, a few rounds ago, we saw 2 4Ks in a row, one from Offnu, one from Yustillo. despite all of that, it pretty much all went the way of the Renegades.
I mean, at least Winterfox made that one slightly competitive. It was looking toe-to-toe at the first half, but Renegades obviously proving to be too strong on the CT side. So we expected coming into this that there was going to be a 2-0 in the favour of Renegades. Obviously, Winterfox did come in and play on sort of like 200 ping kind of thing, coming from Australia or New Zealand, playing on NA servers. Never going to be a great time, and obviously it was going to be an uphill battle from them. Even if they weren't playing on that kind of ping, I still suspect that they probably would have been a 2-0, perhaps a little bit closer, but Train really looked like a complete shutout as it was. Maybe Cobblestone could have been something different there for Winterfox, but it still, I think, would have been a 2-0 still.
Yeah, it was still favouring Renegades. The main advantage that Renegades get from this, given that, is their round win-loss has taken a massive, increase. They went 32-12 in total rounds tonight, so a +20. Going to help their stats out. The 2 wins not going to be too bad either.
No, can't complain about that one at all. So, yeah, Renegades, I mean, hard to say how well this new roster is going to be meshing because we obviously haven't seen it play too much. Kassar did a pretty good job tonight subbing in for Nexa, but overall, I think Nifty was looking pretty good there. He seemed to be gelling with this lineup pretty well. And of course, they needed an AWPer anyway, so he's slotted in pretty easily. And I think across the board, the core 3 were doing okay. I mean, Azim might have been a little quiet tonight, but he didn't need to necessarily be going off, and it worked out pretty nicely for Renegades anyway, as we are going to see. So 16-4, as we said, on Train, 16-8 on Cobblestone. In the mainstream, Immortals did manage to close out that first map of Inferno, 16-8 over CLG, and currently having quite a good time on Overpass against CLG as well.
Ricky's boys having a bit of a rough time. Even though he's a new addition to the squad, I'm still going to call him Ricky's boys, but they're down 8-1 on Overpass. That's not great. And then, of course, a little bit later on the mainstream, SK up against Liquid. That's going to be a good one. I think SK should be able to take it, but
well, I mean, they went 1-1 with C9 yesterday, and Liquid is sort of close behind both of them. Obviously, Liquid has had some changes in the roster, but maybe there's a chance for a 1-1. I'd probably be tipping a 2-0 for SK, but doesn't mean it necessarily is going to be 100% a 2-0. There's a possibility Liquid can get one out of that one, but we'll see. Liquid don't necessarily need a 1-1 at this point. They're sitting quite far up in the standings, quite safely in a good position there, though Immortals should be catching them, given that they're going to probably get that 2-0 over CLG by the looks of things. Having a look at Winterfox there, down on 2-16, still avoiding number 14, which is what they would have wanted. The foundation sitting there, but Renegades getting themselves a 2-0 tonight does put themselves up just a little bit, and they've got some matches to play as well, so they could potentially overtake Luminosity and Optic should those matches go well. I mean, NRG's got a lot of matches in hands as well, though, so I don't think they're going to be able to overtake NRG, but definitely still some sort of possibilities here for Renegades to jump up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, Winterfox now 2-16, round win-loss of -103. That's pretty rough for them. Renegades, though, with those 20 wins tonight, 20 round bonuses tonight. Bonus rounds wins, there we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Put themselves at +17, so they've taken themselves from negative round win into positive. They're also 11-7, so not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not too bad at all for Renegades, and I think they're going okay in the NA Pro League. Having a look at tomorrow's matches, just going to be the mainstream, Misfits up against Winterfox, and then Immortals and Complexity. I'm thinking both of those should be relatively easy matches for Misfits and Immortals, but who knows? Especially if
Winterfox will still be playing from Australia. I mean, there's no way really, just timing-wise, that they can get to North America, given how long of a flight it is before tomorrow, so most likely they'll still be playing.
It's actually on Tuesday, this next match day, because it's...
You said tomorrow and it threw me off.
Did I say tomorrow?
You
thought
did.
I said next match day.
All right, well, either way, that makes
Tuesday.
more sense.
It's kind of Easter tomorrow, so I don't think too many people are going to be keen on playing or working on Easter.
You got me there, but I was happy to roll with it. Either way, I mean, Winterfox, even if they do get over to North America, they can play on not terrible ping. I think Misfits still should be able to close that out, and of course, Immortals over Complexity as well. Complexity have added Slammy recently, so they've got a new in-game leader. Perhaps a bit of structure could help them out, but I still think Immortals are the stronger team.
Definitely. Immortals looked really, really good yesterday when we saw them play. They'll be looking pretty good today as well by the looks of things, taking that one over CLG, potentially too. But who knows? We'll see how they go next week. But that's it from us tonight. You can, of course, go and tune into the mainstream. They're still going. They've still got another match up after the current one. But from us here in Australia, have a very, very